we're back with part 3 in our trilogy of Cordie Award wrap-ups, and joining me again is Jess. So welcome back to the show, Jess.
Hi, happy to be here for round three of three.
Yeah, so to this point, if you haven't caught our earlier videos, we've gone through some of your favorite subscription, free, and live TV streaming services. We've gone through some of your favorite streaming devices and streaming brands. And for this recap, we're going to mix it up a little bit of hardware and a little bit of your favorite original content. And so to kick things off, we are going to go over your best DVRs of 2021. And in fifth place with 5.6% of the vote is Channel Master. Then in fourth place at 9.9%, we have Air TV. Jumping up to third place, we've got 20.5% going for Amazon's Fire TV Recast. And then a familiar name in second place at 23.7%, it's TiVo. And then topping the charts at 40.4% of your votes for the best DVR of 2021, it's Tableau, or Tableau. Jess, anything stand out to you as far as the results for 2021?
Well, kind of. I checked out the results from our 2020 Cordie Awards, and everything is looking very similar. So in 2020, Tableau was in first place, Recast in second, and TiVo in third. So a little bit of a shakeup between number two and number three, but the numbers were extremely similar to last year. So pretty clear that cord cutters news readers really love their Tableau.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see Tableau. We've reported on their new upcoming hardware that's going to support next gen TV or ATSC 3.0. That's coming out later this year, and we're hoping to get our own hands on it as well. But yeah, it's clear Tableau is making a name for itself in the DVR space.
Yeah, absolutely. It's super user friendly. I will say I have fully admitted this in videos before and in the Q&A on Wednesday nights. I don't really understand DVRs, can't really ever figure out what I'm doing when I'm using one, but I will say the Tableau has been by far the easiest one I have tried to use. All right, so let's jump into best antenna brands of 2021. In fifth place, we had Antop with 5% of the vote. WineGuard came in fourth with 14.7% of the vote. RCA came in third at 19% of the vote. Mohu came in second at 30.3% of the vote, and Antennas Direct Clearstream at 30.9% of the vote. Very, very close between those top two. Also, no clue if I pronounced any of those right. Not a single clue. I write these all day, every day, and never say them out loud. So,
Yeah.
anyway, what do you think about that top five?
Well, first of all, I run into that problem every week on Cord Cutting Weekly, where write brands or write a script out, and I'm like, I've never said this word out loud, so I have to look up how to say things. But yeah, the fight for the top spot between Antennas Direct and Mohu is interesting. If you break it down, I think it's a difference of like 3 votes. So they're neck and neck as far as our readers and viewers' favorite antenna brand. I personally have a Mohu at the top of my house right now, and it's worked well for the past several years. But again, Antennas Direct, another popular brand, and they've got a wide range of products for both indoor and outdoor. So it's not a surprise to see these two duking it out for the top spot.
Yeah, agreed. I know a lot of our readers really love Antennas Direct, and they often have great deals. So definitely check out their website if you're in the market. I also have a Mohu leaf
Mohu.
antenna.
Yeah, I'll go with Mohu. Yeah.
I have an indoor one and absolutely love it. But cord cutters, news readers, and viewers will probably also have heard me complain about how few channels I get with my antenna. So would love to know from all of you watching if you have an antenna indoor or outdoor. Would love to know how many channels you get so that I can live vicariously through you and also just be super jealous. So let us know down in the comments.
I think the last time we talked about this, I had like 43 channels, and now I think it's 47. Not to rub it in, but I also happen to have the option of having an external antenna hanging out at the very peak of my house, so that helps as well. We tried an internal antenna for a few weeks, and we got maybe 3 channels. It wasn't great, no matter where I put it in the house. So yeah, it definitely helps knowing like your location, your geography, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it turns out being surrounded by buildings while you're in a big brick building, not great for antennas. I get 12 channels.
Not the best surroundings, yeah. Moving on from hardware, we're going to original content, and first up, it's your favorite original streaming content of 2021, and we're doing this first category by streaming service. So, which streaming service has your favorite original content? And in fifth place, with 6% of your vote, it's Paramount Plus. Then moving up to fourth place at 9.9%, it's HBO Max. Coming in at third with 13.2%, it's Apple TV Plus. And then second place goes to Disney Plus with 16.7%. And then reigning at the top with 28.1% of your votes, it's Netflix. So a lot of familiar names again on this list, but Jess, anything jump out to you as far as how they're ranking?
Yeah, actually, I was surprised to not see Hulu on this list. I know that they've had a lot of super popular shows in the past year, so I was definitely surprised to not see them in the top five. So I again took a look at the 2020 results, and last year Netflix came in first, HBO Max in second, and then Apple and then Hulu came in fourth place. So it looks like Disney kind of wiped Hulu out of the list this year. And then Paramount Plus replaced Peacock, which took fifth place last year. So
Yeah,
a bit of a shakeup in this top five again.
yeah, a lot of folks jumping for the Disney Plus and Apple TV Plus this year. I'm taking a look at the larger set of results, and Hulu made the list at, I think this looks like probably in the top 10 with 4.7%, and it's up there with like Discovery Plus and the Roku channel, which is another option that's making a rise this year, and we'll see how it does in 2022 as again Roku's investing more in original content. But yeah, it's some familiar names up here, and it's interesting to see some of the older names like Hulu kind of getting pushed out of the top five.
Yeah, honestly, I would love to see one of these free streaming services make its way into the top five next year. I'm wondering if the Roku channel might do it. It might be that Weird Al biopic that finally pushes it into the top five.
Yeah, they got to start somewhere, and this is definitely generating some buzz for them. So yeah, we'll see.
All right, so from there, let's jump into your favorite streaming original shows and movies of the year. This is the category I was most excited about this year, so very happy that it's my turn to go through these results. So for this one, instead of really looking at the numbers, we just kind of scanned the list to see what the top titles were, things that were repeated over and over when you entered your answers here. And then we broke it down by your top three services. So Netflix, Disney Plus, and Apple TV Plus. For Netflix, some of the most popular titles we saw were The Crown, Cobra Kai, and Squid Game was on there a ton. On Disney Plus, no surprise, we saw a lot of Marvel shows. So WandaVision and Loki were super popular, along with The Mandalorian. And then on Apple TV Plus, we saw Ted Lasso, The Morning Show, and Foundation over and over again. So, what do you think, Philip? Any of your favorites on that list?
Yes. What's interesting to me personally is I've actually seen some of these shows. I'm notorious for, we've talked about this before, I'm notorious for taking forever to catch up on, especially the buzzworthy shows. Like, it took me a while to find or watch Game of Thrones way after the buzz died down on that and stuff like that. But I actually have caught several of these shows, Squid Game, WandaVision, Ted Lasso in particular. And so, yeah, it doesn't shock me that these are among the most popular. They were among the most talked about shows on social media throughout the year. I think when we go through the actual numbers and statistics for this category, Ted Lasso comes away as the most mentioned. About 12% of the time, which is pretty impressive when you have like a free form entry like this where it's just name your favorite show, and Ted Lasso is among the most popular. Up there on the list as well are, again, WandaVision and Loki making a strong case for themselves as well. And Squid Game, another one I checked out basically right after the hype had reached its peak. I was like, okay, I'll check this out. And yeah, it doesn't shock me that these are among the most popular with our readers and viewers.
Yeah, agreed. To be honest, I only watched Squid Game because our coworkers over at TV Guide talked about it nonstop, and I felt like I had to so I could be part of the conversation. So I'm
Yeah,
with you.
good old fear of missing out, the old FOMO. Yeah.
Exactly. But WandaVision and Ted Lasso, I would say, were probably two of my tops for that whole year. So I was happy to see a lot of our readers agreed with me. Also, want to run through a couple of honorable mentions. A lot of you named these titles as some of your favorites, but they weren't in our top three services. So, Only Murders in the Building on Hulu, Mayor of Easttown on HBO Max, Picard on Paramount Plus, and Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime Video were all mentioned quite a bit on the lists too. So lots of good original streaming on all of these services.
Yeah, and it doesn't surprise me that these are also among the shows that I saw mentioned on Twitter and other social media most often. Only Murders in the Building, that's another one I caught on Hulu basically in real time, which is a record for me, watching a show as it's happening, and really impressed with that show. It was a really tightly produced, well-written show. So, yeah, congrats to our winners here. There's a lot of great quality content on these streaming channels.
Yeah, super excited to see what happens next. I'm excited for some streaming originals this year. Just from watching some of these earning reports come in from different services, it seems like everybody is investing in original content. So we should have some good titles coming up this year.
Yeah, case in point, Amazon throwing a ton of money at that Lord of the Rings series. I don't know the exact numbers. I don't know if they've shared the exact numbers, but there are some crazy numbers out there for how much money they're pouring into that series. So a lot of money going into original content right now.
Yeah, I'll be honest, that's one I'm very excited about. My nerd heart was happy seeing that was becoming a series.
So now that we've gone through three recaps of the Cordie Awards, Jess, overall, anything stand out to you as far as what our readers and viewers have told us so far?
Something I was kind of surprised about was that not a lot has changed from 2020 to 2021. That was a lot of 20s in that sentence. It's hard to get out. I was surprised to see so many things staying the same. So, not a lot of changes in what you're watching or how you're watching it. But again, we just love doing this every year so that we can find out if there's any new player in the game that we should know about or just what you're all interested in. So, again, a big thank you to everyone for taking this survey. It was really interesting.
Yeah, and I will say I find the favorite original shows and movies handy for me personally because I'll add some of these to my list to watch in the next, I don't know, 6 months to a year maybe. I'll finally catch up on Loki or Foundation here or there. So, yeah, thanks to all our viewers and readers for voting in this year's Cordie Awards, and we look forward to getting your opinions in the spring and then come Cordie Awards 2022.
Yeah, in the meantime, if there's a category that you would like to see on this next year, let us know down in the comments and maybe we will add it to the 2022 Cordie Awards.
Absolutely. And thanks again to Jess for joining us, not just for this video, but for all the previous recaps. We always love having her on here. So thanks, Jess.
Yeah, of course. Happy to be here anytime.